Good evening, everybody. I'm Lou Dobbs. 6 days until Tuesday's winner-take-most Wisconsin primary, and the latest poll puts Ted Cruz well ahead of Donald Trump. A brand new Marquette University poll shows Cruz leading Trump by 10 points in the race for that state's 42 delegates. The poll shows Cruz with 40% support compared to Trump's 30 and Kasich's 21%. It's been a week of mixed emotions and emotional swings for Trump, who Monday celebrated the birth of another grandson, and yesterday, his campaign manager charged with misdemeanor simple battery. And today, Trump generating controversy for these comments on abortion.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
10 cents, 10 years,
I don't know. That I don't know. That
well, why
I don't
not?
know. I don't know.
You take positions and everything else.
I do take positions and everything else. It's a very complicated position.
Trump has since walked back his comments, saying the abortion provider would face punishment, not the woman. And the Republican race likely to get even messier after all three candidates broke their pledges to support the eventual nominee of the party. I'll take all of that up here tonight with leading evangelical pastor Robert Jeffress, National Review's Rich Lowry, former Reagan White House political director Ed Rollins, former ambassador to the United Nations John Bolton. And we'll wrap up the lighter side of politics with Red Eye's Joanne Nosacensky and Andy Levy. Our top story, a large lead for Cruz in Wisconsin, his brightening prospects there surprising not only the senator's campaign, but his opponents as well. The conservative senator from Texas has now overtaken Trump with less than a week to go before the primary. And Trump didn't help himself today with his remarks on abortion, a wedge issue alienating general election voters, and the candidate's campaign was slow to walk back his initial remarks. Fox News chief political correspondent Carl Cameron in Appleton, Wisconsin, with our report.
Ted Cruz has surged into a lead in Wisconsin with 40% over Donald Trump at 30 and John Kasich at 21, according to a new Marquette University law poll. With national polls showing Trump's combative campaign turning off women, Trump, who switched from pro-choice to pro-life in the last few years, suggested that women should be punished for abortion, but not men, and never even mentioned abortion providers.
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
Hillary Clinton weighed in on Twitter. Just when you thought it couldn't get worse, horrific and telling. Ted Cruz launched his Women for Cruz initiative.
Women are not a special interest. Every issue is a woman's issue.
It was a clear attempt with his wife, mother, and ally Carly Fiorina on hand to highlight a Trump vulnerability. For the second day in a row, Trump denounced battery charges against his campaign manager, saying surveillance video exonerates him.
And then you have Ted Cruz. He should be fired. I say, why? I don't do that. I'm loyal.
Trump criticized the alleged victim, saying she could have been a potential threat and was not assaulted.
She had a pen in her hand, which Secret Service is not liking because they don't know what it is, whether it's a little bomb.
Even the White House weighed in.
I am confident that neither President Obama nor President Bush would tolerate someone on their staff being accused of physically assaulting a reporter, lying about it, and then blaming the victim.
This afternoon in Appleton, Trump made no mention of abortion or the criticism of his remarks.
Nobody respects women more than Donald Trump. That I can tell you. Nobody. And nobody will be better to women.
The race has gotten so nasty, all three candidates have indicated they can no longer keep their pledge to support whomever the nominee is.
No, I don't anymore.
If the nominee is somebody that I think is really hurting the country and dividing the country, I can't stand behind them.
I'm not in the habit of supporting someone who attacks my wife and attacks my family.
That was a direct shot at Trump, who was asked to name three top functions of the federal government last night. His second and third responses sounded more left than right.
Well, the greatest function of all by far is security for our nation. I would also say health care. I would also say education.
Without explaining how, Trump eventually said he'd end Common Core and Obamacare. But Cruz today pointedly offered three very different priorities for Washington.
This campaign at its core, I believe, is about three issues: jobs, freedom, and security.
Cruz and Kasich unleashed a torrent of criticism on Trump for his abortion remarks, saying he clearly doesn't understand pro-life politics, because if abortion were to be made illegal again, it would be not women, but the abortion providers who would be facing legal trouble. And late this afternoon, Trump issued a third clarifying statement, effectively saying just that and reversing himself. Lou?
Carl, thank you very much. Carl Cameron reporting.